Hi, this is Marc Baker, here at home with my family, like so many of you. I just wanted to share a thought about Passover with you before the upcoming holiday. And let me just start by saying thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you for stepping up in so many ways, for your generosity, for volunteering, for reaching out to connect with someone who might just need a virtual hug. And of course, we are all so grateful to our healthcare workers, our social workers, our service workers, everyone who is on the front lines, putting themselves at risk so we can all stay healthy and continue to function. You know, something amazing happens in the Passover story as it's written in the book of Exodus. This is the first Passover when the Israelites themselves are going out of Egypt. The book begins with the story of Moses bringing them out of Egypt with the 10 plagues. And after the 9th plague, just as the story is about to hit its climax, before the 10th plague and before they leave Egypt through the sea, the narrative stops. And there's an interruption. In chapter 12, God tells Moses, in the middle of it all, stop and tell the Israelites, when you get out of here, when you get to Israel, this is how you need to tell the story of what happened to you here. You need to pass it on to your children and to tell them the story of how you came out of Egypt, so your children and generations after them will tell this story for eternity. And what's amazing about this literary interruption is it's as if the Torah is saying, the Israelites, you're not just experiencing Yetziat Mitzrayim, the Exodus from Egypt, you're actually writing the story that will be told for generations to come. What an incredibly powerful message that is to all of us and how relevant it is today. It's as if to say we're not just living through this moment, we are writing the story of how this moment and this time will be remembered by our children and our children's children. And so as I sit at our Seder table this year, I'm going to be thinking about two things. Number one is when we say next year in Jerusalem, I'm going to remember that there is a light at the end of our tunnel, that our people have always borne witness to human resiliency. We will get through this. But the second thing I'm going to be thinking about is, what story are we writing right now? How are we shaping the way that this time period will be remembered for generations to come? And in this community, it's incredible. We're writing a story of a coronavirus emergency fund that raised over $1 million in 1 week from over 600 different donors to make sure that we put food in the mouths of hungry people who may not be able to access it, and that we take care of every vulnerable member of our community. We're writing the story of Seder in a box. Thousands of them will be delivered before Passover. And that's in part to make sure that anyone who is hungry has a hot meal, but it's also a way to say to everyone who may be alone for Seder or making Seder for the first time, we will come to you. You may be separate, but you are not alone. We see you and we have your back. We're writing the story of new ways to connect with each other in a time of social distancing, virtual candle lightings, virtual Shabbat services, virtual learning opportunities, and just virtual fun. And our community is learning how to be together in new ways because even this crisis will not keep us apart. The message of Passover is a message to every one of us that you're not just part of history, you are writing history. And we may not be together physically, but I feel so humbled and honored to be writing the story of this community and of our collective future together with you. Thank you. Chag Kasher V'Sameach, wishing you all and your families a happy Passover.